Hey guys, LaserDude99 here again. Okay, now I just did a video a little while ago of my top 10 Batman villains. And I started from number 1 and went to number 10 because the first bunch of Batman villains was the same. But then I thought, hey, why don't I do some more videos of me with my other superheroes that I like? So, since Batman is my favorite superhero, let's move on to my next favorite, Spider-Man. Spider-Man, yes. I'm going to tell you guys my top 10 Spider-Man villains. The Lizard. Yes, the Lizard. Before I say anything, I just want to say right off the bat that most of these that I'm going off of are my top 10 choices aren't as professional as other humongous Spider-Man fans. The lower the list down, the more professional my list gets, and the more actually I know about the characters. But for the first few bit, it's mostly just I just like the way they look and the way they interact with Spider-Man sort of thing. With the Lizard, he's like one of those villains that every hero has to have, where a scientist does something to himself and goes and turns into a giant monster. The whole Jekyll and Hyde sort of thing. Batman has Man-Bat. Spider-Man has the Lizard. It seems like every superhero has at least one. At least a lot of them do, I guess. The Lizard's a cool character. Well, at least he looks cool. At the very least, like, he's just a monster, really. A lot of what I'm going on is off of Spectacular Spider-Man. I love the episode with the Lizard, Spectacular Spider-Man, because he's just such a brooding Hulk, not Hulk, but he's such a brooding monster, and yeah, I don't know a whole lot about the Lizard, but I put him into my number 10 because he's there. Okay, number 10 is the Lizard. Number 9, the Kingpin. Now I know this can be a little bit of a cop out because Kingpin is really Daredevil's villain, but he's been used in Spider-Man a lot, and I consider him both their villains. So yeah, let's see. Kingpin he's one of these big crime bosses who the reason I like Kingpin, it's not necessarily for Kingpin himself. It's how Spider-Man reacts to Kingpin. Like, Kingpin's this humongous guy who doesn't have an inch of fat on him, even though he looks like a fat guy. He's just it's all muscle sort of thing. But I love how Spider-Man reacts to him. How he's like there's this one Ultimate Spider-Man comic book I have where Kingpin's like blocking Spider-Man's escape, and Spider-Man's like, "Aha, there you are. There's something been wanting to tell you. The moment we first met." And he gets out these sheets of paper from his backpack and he goes, "You are so fat, your high school photo was taken by a helicopter." The Kingpin's like, and Spider-Man just keeps on going all these, "You are so fat," dudes. And the Kingpin just gets madder and madder, and it's a fun kind of like, but yeah, I like the Kingpin. He's a very strong character, he has a little bit of charm to him too, a little bit of murderous charm. He's like the kind of villain you would like to have tea with, but you wouldn't want to fight. Because, he'd probably, even if you did win, he'd probably just make it look like you tried to assassinate him. So anyway, yeah. Kingpin is my number 9. Number 8. Tombstone. Now, in all honesty, before I saw Spectacular Spider-Man, I'd never even heard of Tombstone. But the way he's portrayed in that show really sold me on his character. He's a mob boss. He's strong and he knows it. He's not overconfident, but he knows his odds and he knows how to handle situations. I like him. Like, I really liked the way they did him in Spectacular Spider-Man so much that I put him on this list. Um, yeah, he's not a well-known villain. At least because I had no clue who he was before Spectacular Spider-Man. I think that's the whole reason of that show, just to make the lesser-known villains known. Um, but yeah, Tombstone, great villain. Has certain class and elegance to him as well. Yeah, moving on to number 7. Number 7. Mysterio. Mysterio is a cool looking villain, even though he does basically just have a fishbowl on his head. Man, that is the bunt of all Spider-Man's jokes when he's fighting him. You have a fishbowl on your head. But it's funny every time. Spider-Man, yes. Mysterio is a cool villain just because of his powers. I don't know that much about his character except he was an actor and he wanted to be the best, well-known sort of thing and stuff like that. Blah 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 blah. But his powers are so sweet. I mean, like the thing where he makes you like hallucinate and he causes illusions and you can do so many things with that. You can get totally creative with this character of Mysterio. You can do so many different things, which is really cool. As a physical presence, I don't think he serves that much of a threat. Reminds me in Spider-Man, the Spider-Man video game 2. You're just about to fight Mysterio, and you see 3 health bars go up, and you think, "Oh man, it's gonna take a while to fight this guy." So then you give him one punch, and then all of them go down, and he's dead, and he's down. But anyway, yeah, Mysterio. Mysterio is a cool villain, just because of his powers. Well, I can't. Number 6. Scorpion. Scorpion is on this list just because how much he looks, how cool he looks. I mean, okay, when you're a kid and you're watching TV and you look at a bunch of villains, your favorite is automatically the one that you think is the coolest looking. Doesn't matter anything about their character, doesn't matter anything about their inner beings, just the one that looks coolest. I saw a cartoon, an old Spider-Man cartoon. It was with the Sinister Six, and or something like that. A bunch of villains teaming up. And Scorpion was on there, and I thought he looked the coolest, so he was my favorite Spider-Man villain until I got more into comics and decided which one was right for myself. So that's why he's on this list, because I just love the way he looks. The tail and everything, his entire outfit looks great. I mean, the Scorpion, oh man, he's crazy, kind of. And, he's just one of those villains that you just love to see. I don't know why they don't use him anymore. Like, he was right up there with everyone else, and then all of a sudden they just stopped using him. I don't know why. Just, okay, people were like writing Spectacular Spider-Man should put Venom, not Venom, sorry, Scorpion, should put him in the show. Because I think he would, imagine the fight scenes with Spider-Man and Scorpion in the Spectacular Spider-Man show. I know, cool, eh?